For the past week, we've been bringing you a series of stories to mark the 30th anniversary of the discovery of AIDS. Well, today we turn our attention to a nonprofit that's been making AIDS history for the last 25 years. amfAR, the Foundation for AIDS Research, has invested $325 million in life-saving research. That has led to the development of 4 of the 6 drug classes that help people with HIV/AIDS live longer, healthier lives. amfAR also pioneered treatment that has virtually eliminated mother-to-child transmission of the disease. Joining me now is amfAR CEO Kevin Robert Frost. Mr. Frost, thank you for coming on the show. In just the last few days, your organization announced more than $1 million in research grants. Can you tell us about it?
Hi, Randy. I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble hearing you, but I think to answer your question, the $1 million that we've invested is a reflection of the enthusiasm that we're feeling around AIDS research these days, and specifically around research for the cure.
And what about the costs for drugs for people living with AIDS? I mean, are they any more affordable today than they were years ago?
I'm sorry, Randy, could you repeat the question?
I was asking, are drugs for people who have HIV/AIDS, are the drugs to treat people living with AIDS any more affordable?
Well, I think they are in certain parts of the world, but they're certainly expensive, particularly here in the United States, where we have more than 8,000 people who are on waiting lists throughout the United States just to get access to these drugs. And that's a reflection of the fact that states can't afford to purchase the drugs for everybody who needs them.
amfAR, we all know, has been a leader in AIDS policy and research for 25 years. I mean, what is the stark choice, would you say, that you're facing now?
Well, I think the issue really has to do with the future of the epidemic and whether or not we want to continue along the path that we're going, recognizing that we can't treat our way out of this epidemic. For every 2 people that get access to treatment worldwide, 3 more people become infected. So that's a losing game. The only real way out of this epidemic is through a cure or a vaccine. And I think that there's some recognition, there's a growing recognition that we now have the tools, in the prevention field at least, to radically change the epidemic. Our hope is that this administration will recognize that these tools are available to us, and if we can make the right investments and marshal the right kind of political will, we could actually radically change the epidemic and drive down infections to a rate unimaginable just a few years ago.
You mentioned the word cure. That got my attention, probably a lot of other people's attention watching this. Do you believe a cure for AIDS is possible during our lifetime?
Yes, in fact, I think it is possible in our lifetime, and I think there's growing recognition in the scientific community that it's possible in our lifetime. The last couple of years, research has increased at a pretty impressive rate, and we've seen research breakthroughs in the world of AIDS that I think were unimaginable just a few years ago. So I think there is a real sense that this is doable if we can make the right kind of investments in the right kind of science. It's definitely doable in our lifetime.
Kevin Robert Frost with amfAR, thank you so much for your time today. A young girl kidnapped from her home.